Here at the 4th Annual National Cannabis Therapeutics Convention, or conference, this would not have been possible without the gentleman sitting next to me, Professor Joe White, who is professor here at Santa Barbara City College. A professor of what?
Chair of the Department of Philosophy.
Not just a professor, he's chair of the department. I'm impressed. And so, no, I really am. That's really, a chair to get involved.
Why philosophy?
Yeah, why philosophy?
Not psychology?
Or why not
philosophy?
One of the biological sciences, yeah.
Well, I think this is actually, I believe, our 12th international conference that we sponsored here at Santa Barbara City College. We have a center called the Center for Philosophical Education. Most of our conferences have been on philosophical topics. We have done a conference with the Albert Ellis Institute out of New York, which was our first interdisciplinary conference with the psychology department here. Then we did one last summer with political science and ethnic studies on harems in the Middle East. So when the opportunity came to become involved with this conference, what intrigued us as philosophers is an insight that happened so long ago in the philosophical community, and that is that belief and knowledge are not synonyms. And so to get from simply having a belief to actually knowing something is a very interesting road. We can talk about that. That's the area of epistemology in philosophy. And the interest in this particular process of dealing with medical marijuana is that our view was, after following the research, that so many people seem to not understand where the evidence is leading us so that we have some knowledge in this field as opposed to a lot of beliefs and opinions. And so the opportunity to bring people onto the campus who are the researchers looking at this to provide the crucial bit of evidence which will lead us from simply a series of beliefs and opinions, which, as we know, there's a lot of conflict over that out in the public, to actual knowledge. That's why we became involved.
I don't think it went over my head exactly, but I think it was a very, very appropriate and a way of saying it was the right thing to do.
Well, I think it's the right thing to do. All the issues of compassion, I think most people who see others that are suffering do want them to find some alleviation and some remedy for their condition. And the question always is, how do you go from anecdote, people reporting what their own experiences are, to genuine knowledge, where you have research that shows that there's something going on here beyond what people are simply personally reporting. Because we have a long history in civilization of people reporting all sorts of phenomena, and it's that making of that jump,
What's interesting here is that what you're kind of saying is that people believe that cannabis is a benefit, and now here is the science, the scientists saying, yes, this belief is actually valid.
Not only is it valid, but here are probably the biochemical mechanisms that account for your experience. And we really want to get to that kind of step, because what's always intrigued philosophers, I think, in the context of trying to understand how is it that human beings get knowledge? How are they privileged in that kind of way, where the tradition says that if you have knowledge, not only do you have belief, but your belief appears to be true, and you have some justification for your belief.
It sounds to me like, we accept the importance of human belief, but we accept science as the validator of what's true and what isn't true now.
Within the last few hundred years,
yeah.
That science, in regard to some beliefs, not all beliefs, because, with mathematical beliefs you don't use scientific procedures. In political beliefs and legal beliefs you don't use scientific procedures. So there are a variety of processes that have come to be respected to go beyond belief to reasonable belief, or what looks to be something like knowledge. And when it comes to looking at the world and the causal mechanisms in the world, science in the last few hundred years seems to be ahead of most other processes.
Yes, they are. But you said something about mathematics is not a science. I have to think about that one. I've always thought as mathematics as pure science, and so I'm going to have to see if it's disconnected. I'll have to think about that one. I'll report on that. Anyway, what's it been like here on the campus community talking, they're bringing a medical marijuana conference. What's the buzz been here at the Santa Barbara City College?
Well, let's see. A campus like this I wouldn't describe it as being homogeneous. So there are a variety of different constituencies. I think amongst the students, it's one and all fascination and support. I think amongst the faculty, it's a lot of fascination, and a lot of support. I think amongst the administrators, there's been some fascination and some caution, and rightly so, because they are the face of the institution to the public, and it's a public institution. And we know that in the community, there appears to be, at this point anyway, from what I've learned at the conference in particular, a vocal minority that seems immune to the reasoning research process because they have a deeply held belief that for us doesn't seem to constitute knowledge at this point, but nonetheless it's a deeply held belief which regulates their behavior and sometimes puts them in conflict with other people and what they think, and what I've come to think after this conference is rather reasonable to believe.
Now, what was more controversial, Middle Eastern harems or medical marijuana?
Well, medical marijuana.
This was more controversial. This stirred up more of a controversy.
What is more controversial on television these days? You think you're going to have a show showing a group of people, say, deriving some positive benefit from marijuana, or are you going to have more sex and violence? What's going to get on the air first?
Well, I think if people had a choice between watching a show about medical marijuana and being taken live into a Middle Eastern harem, I bet the harems would win out.
Oh, without a doubt, and you'd probably, depending upon what time of night it's showing and what channel, if it's Cinemax or something, you're going to have a strong viewing audience.
Come on.
Think about this for your own viewing audience.
What video would you buy? Would you buy a video called Harem Girls Gone Wild or Medical Marijuana Patients Gone Wild? I know which one I think.
Or at least gone without pain, if they've found their pain alleviated and talking about that.
Professor White, I want to thank you for helping put this conference on. Without you, it probably never would have happened. And I know I have learned a lot, and the hundreds of people who have come here owe you a great thank you for doing what you did. Thank you very much for being on our show.
And I would hope that people who watch this show, if you have a local community college or university with a philosophy department, check into their epistemology programs and make that jump from mere belief and opinion to knowledge.